All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a Tuesday edition of the MSP Initiative Live. A little bit spread out today. Got our friend Ken Patterson out in Denver. How you doing, Ken?
Doing wonderful, George. Out here in beautiful Denver.
How's that weather?
It's actually, people are complaining about the cold, but it's not cold here like it is on the East Coast, right? It can be 40, 50 degrees, but there's no wind and it's beautiful, I feel like. So I was out there just enjoying it. They have the fires so you can smell a little bit like a campfire almost in the air because there's these big fires going on. But the weather, it's beautiful. Blue skies and just, yeah, man, as long as there's no wind, I can take the 40, 50 degrees. It was really nice. And I'm wearing a short sleeve shirt. So
they always have that. I keep on forgetting out on the West Coast, they have that air quality thing that they do.
It's here too. Yeah, Denver has it too. When they had the fires, someone was just telling me that one week last year or one summer, they had the worst air quality in the world here due to one of the big fires they had here.
That's crazy. Well, I mean, hopefully nothing too bad while you're out there.
Nope, just the new mask mandates, but other than that, it's pretty nice. Pretty nice.
Masks. One day we'll be done with masks, I think. One day.
I hope so.
Yes, I hope so too. So some housekeeping as usual. I just get this out of the way in the beginning as just reminders for everyone. So don't forget Pete says 70 in Myrtle Beach. Thanks, Pete. Appreciate that, buddy. So just some housekeeping, mspinitiative.com. We have our sessions tab, right? That's where every session like the one that we're doing now is recorded and uploaded. We'll soon have this in podcast format where you can actually put that in your, whatever podcatcher you use. So we'll post that once it's all ready to go. We have our last giveaway of the year. So again, 10 prizes to choose from across our 10, friendly vendors that have been gracious enough to throw some prizes in the mix. So make sure to register for that under the giveaway. And then we already have our next MSP community block party. Wow, our video auto starts there. So let me pause that. We already have our next community block party scheduled for third week of February. So we're going to be doing that at Zero Trust World, which is hosted by Threat Locker. It's literally almost exactly in the same place as the last block party. So on International Drive, this is across the street from where the IT Nation events have been happening for the last several years at the Rosen Plaza. So if you haven't looked into Zero Trust World or you're looking, or maybe you already work with Threat Locker or just want to know more about cybersecurity options, come see us there. And we're doing another cool block party. You can check out the last one at the block party tab on our website. So those are all of the quick, just get it out of the way kind of things. And now we're back to the usual goings and happenings in IT world. There's always something. Funny enough, in all the threads today, Ken, where everyone's like, oh, my ConnectWise is down. We're like, huh, what? And it turns out that
Amazon servers.
There's an Amazon outage happening, which is affecting a lot of big names that you would recognize.
Ring, Disney Plus, a whole bunch of them. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not just ConnectWise, but yeah. So apparently that's happening as we speak. So there's a lot of stuff that's affected, and this comes back to something we keep on saying, and it's Google before, it's Amazon again now. Can you park all of your cloud services with one vendor? Do you need to take a multi-cloud approach? And if so, can you afford it? Right. It costs money to be in multiple data centers, vendor zones at once. And obviously when you move everything to the cloud and the cloud is down, it sucks. So
I just had you pop up live on my phone for some reason.
there you go. So it sucks, right? So
Right.
what do, right? When the server goes down, you have hopefully a DR solution to bring that server back online. What is the DR solution in the cloud? The DR solution is multiple data centers, right? So if you just park in Amazon and you're only in one Amazon region or data center and that region is down, then you're down. So there's a cost to be in multiple regions. And I think this cost is largely lost on people who take things and move it to the cloud. Just because you're in the cloud doesn't mean that there isn't a DR strategy required.
Well, and it's interesting that Amazon didn't have a backup to the server, a way to back up and flip over quick, right?
Well, I mean, I'm sure the response from Amazon is, well, you have an option to be in another region that isn't affected. So why, please go that way, right? And I mean, again, it all comes at a cost. I'm sure Amazon will eventually post some sort of outage report and they'll say, this is what happened. And I don't know if that'll make you feel better or not after the fact, but I mean, it's been largely down since probably now 2 or 3 hours.
It's back. A lot of people are back. I had the last I followed it, I had seen, I mean, I don't think my ring was affected, but I did see some people post that their ConnectWise was back up already.
That's good.
Yeah.
So this just brings up the same topic, right? And it's very interesting, right? Because, by the way, it was the Amazon, probably Ashburn, Virginia site. I'm just going to share my screen, right? Here's the US East one. IMDb, you said Ring, right? So on and so forth. Clearly ConnectWise is in US East one. Disney Plus, Tinder, for those people that use that. Instacart, Venmo is a big one. Robinhood, are they still in business? Roku, Kindle, McDonald's. Couldn't order my Big Mac. EC2 instances, which is their most popular, I believe. So yeah, that's like
I love the sensationalized headline. Cloud down just in time for the holidays.
Yes, of course. Well, I mean, why wouldn't they, right? So I mean, it's very interesting, right? Like in the traditional BCDR model that we're all familiar with, you have a box on site, it's your DR strategy if your physical machine fails, and then you're in the cloud, right? As your backup plan. There's a lot of people that have reversed that, Ken, right? They put an on-site appliance to back up their cloud data, like as an option rather than cloud to cloud.
Well, I mean, let's face it, it's all cloud. It's just other people's servers and safer places. So, I mean, do I want any data sitting in a place like my office? Probably not. I would rather have that data be backed up in a much more secure facility and then have the availability, as you mentioned earlier, to be backed up in another region.
Fair enough. So the answer from Ken's seat is take a look at multi-region, or even take a look at multi-cloud vendors, so that even if you have, let's say, Google in Virginia or Azure in Virginia or AWS in Virginia, you're not all in one vendor's bucket. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I think they also have plans that are not super expensive and you don't pay a whole lot of money until it happens. They have a triggering event that switches you over to that, and then you're paying per minute, per data, whatever it may be, the plan may be, while it's being shifted over to that site.
Right. No, that makes sense. It's like what's that insurance plan where it's like, hey, my car just sits in the driveway and we don't really use it, but on the occasion, if we do, right, that kind of, that plan. So I don't know. I just throwing that out there as it has affected multiple people.
It says it affected Venmo as well.
Yes, they were on the list. And I mean, I know a lot of people use Venmo, who's a division of PayPal, if you didn't know, but use Venmo to pay all sorts of stuff, right? So interesting day in Cloudland. Ken, we keep on seeing people talking about, it's very interesting. You see how the internet slowly matriculates data over time, right?
Yeah.
We here on this stream and feed have been talking about NCE since what, June, I feel like. July, August, September, we're in December. We're just seeing, like, it's funny where you see a new group, you're like, have everybody seen this? I think I saw good old Harry B post, is anyone going to be affected by this? And I was like, yeah, dude, where have you been? Right. So is there any new news on that other than things that kind of been pushed back to June, which we talked about last time, but anything?
I can tell you it's an ongoing thing. I know I walked in the office today and I happened to see Ryro and he was like, can't talk, I'm on an NCE call. So they're, it's a constant thing. It's ever evolving. They went from March to June, right? There's some pushbacks. They were on January to March, whatever. And so, there's not much more to add to it. There is the PAX8 has the blog on their page that's continuously being updated as new things happen. I think, eventually it's going to get to the point where, in my eyes, I think we're going to be seeing the hikes, which we've already discussed. I don't know why anybody's freaking out about a price hike. I think it's the other things that we were talking about, the change of channel and if someone cuts out in the middle of a plan and you don't get, you're not able to cut those licenses, stuff like that. I'm sure they're going to work all that stuff out. And the end of the day, if you want to stay month to month and you don't have that worry, you're going to pay the extra 20% and you just build that into your plan. But yeah, nothing new as of yet. I have seen some of because I'm not directly involved, but some of our tougher customers, one that very well that I won't mention, but was having a really difficult time with this whole thing and was coming at us pretty hard. And I connected him up with our team, and Ashley talked him off the ledge and actually got him what he needed. So somehow just having those conversations can help, understanding it better. So if you're a PAX8 partner, you can reach right out to our team. You say you want to talk to the Microsoft team, and they can break it down for you pretty clean and at least get you to where it is now. And it's not as horrible as first thought, and I think that'll soften up over time.
Yeah, 100%. So another news headline that hit just today, a few hours ago, Mimecast has been acquired by private equity, $5.8 billion. I mentioned in the last MSP initiative, I think that there's more of these that'll hit before the end of the year is all said and done, for various reasons, a lot of tax implications, but yes, another $5.8 billion deal floating out there.
Mimecast a solid product. I used it when I was an MSP. It really is a solid product.
And then they mentioned it with Thoma Bravo purchasing Proofpoint for $12.3 billion earlier this year, and OpenText buying Zix for $860 million. So just a lot of money moving around. But this is the latest. But yes, Mimecast has been around for some time. Good email security solution. We'll see how things change from a channel perspective. Obviously, time will tell. But did
you see the other acquisition from PAX8's counterpart? Ingram Micro bought another MSSP.
I did. That was another one that I was about to bring up. This one from last week. I don't know if we mentioned it, but I had it on my buy list, right? We knew ConnectWise acquired Smileback.
Right. Congratulations to Jameson. Yep, congratulations to Jameson. It's great for him. He's a good guy.
Yeah, we saw him out on Channel Strong Vegas.
Yep,
that was awesome. You saw CDW, which we largely don't talk about in MSP land, but they acquired a company for $2.5 billion called Sirius, not the radio company. Sirius Computer Solutions. So there's 2.5 right there. And then we had, like you said, the Ingram Micro deal, which is right here. They just, another MSSP, which it's interesting, right? Like these services companies keep getting scooped up. So,
Well, and I always wonder at what point when these guys are buying companies that maybe a little bit larger, but are competing with other MSSPs and competing in the marketplace. At one point, are they starting to cross over into MSP land?
well, in this case, it says with new managed services, it's hard to avoid that reality here, right?
Right.
I mean, the idea, I'm sure, is to bring this directly to the enterprise and to the actual end customer rather than, them actually partnering in some way. I don't know. But yeah, they, just another one scooped up. And obviously Ingram Micro has been pressing, now that, it was Tech Data and Synnex that merge into one, right? But right underneath of this headline, just came out 2 days ago, I believe, is this. So, or about 5 days ago. So it's like, all right, well, what's the actual strategy here? Is it the partner? Is it direct? What's going on?
Yeah, I actually saw that coming. We were talking about where that was going to go. If they're, and it is a big question, George. I don't know the answer. I would definitely be asking myself, what is Ingram doing? Are they going to now compete with us as MSPs, or, it does seem like it. I mean, if they're going to offer this as a program to try to just offer a stack to the MSPs, I guess that's helpful. It could work, but I don't think that's been clear. And I think that's the part that MSPs might look at and be like, what is the plan here? This doesn't look good.
Yeah.
But who knows? Like I said, if it's there as a value add for the MSPs as a whole, then that's great. We want that, but we don't know. I haven't seen a clear message that states what the plan would be, buying up all these companies that do what MSPs do to some extent, and then buy some of the tools and have them integrate in. It's a strange thing. Hopefully, it is to add value to the MSP space and not compete with it.
We still really haven't seen the ultimate outcome of what the Synnex Tech Data merger did, right?
Oh, you won't. That's going to be a battle for, those are the internal battles that they face when you're doing those types of mergers. Data Autotask, is that really completely sorted out? I mean, we've seen some human fallout from that. We've seen some technical fallout from that. Probably we've seen some, you talk about, dollars and cents fallout from that, right? So it's a tough thing when you take companies and merge them together when they're so different. And so I don't know that it ever 100% gets worked out. I mean, we always talk about our good friend Matt Lee and when Iconic got formed, because all 5 of those companies were doing the same things, using the same tools, and working together for so long. And I love their line of, we didn't do this on a handshake. We did it on a hug because we all knew each other. And I think that when you do something like that, even when that happens, I'm sure there's still things internally that get, rubbed. And there's going to be little wrinkles with, oh crap, what are we doing with accounting over here for accounting over here, and how are we tying this together? And, oh, the technical people don't get along the way we thought they would. And, whatever it may be. So mergers are always going to be tough, but when they're completely different companies that operate in different ways, it must make it so much harder. I mean, even though they do the same thing, I can't imagine you're going to tell me that those 2 companies are that much alike internally.
Well, I mean, nothing stays the same. Change is definitely constant.
Right.
The question is it good change or is it bad change? You don't know until you're in it, and that's just how it goes, right?
Yep,
So,
100%.
Yeah. So how about Apple launched a as a service program, surprise, surprise, for their Mac and MacBook lineup in a partnership with CIT. CIT has been a long time staple in the leasing world, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so they want you to do a 3-year deal where you pay 3% of the value of the machine monthly as part of the, until you refresh. Yep. 3%. So that's 36% a year, right? So by the time you get to the end of a 3-year, you're what? 12, 15, 16% over if you had just bought it up front.
Right. And they're already more expensive than your regular box though. So that percentage is a lot higher.
This is true, but I mean, that just goes to show you Dell made a big push recently on hardware as a service. Apple, I know HP, Lenovo have been doing the same. So everybody's going down that road. At what point, does it go the subscription model like 365, right? Where it's like, hey, you're going to go subscription, you're not going to buy.
Well, it's funny too, because in the MSP world, the Macs are not as welcome, right? They're just not, you talk to MSPs and they're like, yeah, I'm doing it, but I really don't have anybody that's an expert and really knows it. So I'm a little nervous about it, but the tools have gotten better. We were just talking yesterday and, the folks over at Adigy, they are blowing up and it's being welcomed so quickly. It's crazy how much is being driven there. So it obviously shows that there's a need, right? That people want to find a better way to manage apples and put them in the environment. So it's really, it really is kind of an interesting thing to see. What you get there?
This is the Adigy website.
There you go.
Figured for people who don't even know Adigy.
Right. It's your RMM for the Apple world.
Yes. This is Apple device management, iPads, iPhones, Mac, MacBook. Yeah.
My only advice to those MSPs was if you don't have somebody that really knows it, don't get involved. It can be a huge headache. If you find folks that can handle it and understand it and you have a management tool like Adigy, it can definitely be a nice add-on to the business because they're not going away. We all thought, I know I was one of those guys that thought apples were going to go away in the business world because Intel chips started getting faster. You could do graphics, you could do all the things that Apple was supposed to be better at. But it's not going away. People still prefer them. People still have a love for them. They were brainwashed at birth in some cases, right? I mean, Apple was giving them schools.
There's no question that the Apple has a strong educational route, right? Where they get into the K through 12 or higher ed, right? Where they've just grown up with it and they just
they made a smart move. They donated them to the schools and they gave the school systems, a lot of those school systems got those things for either low or free money because they were doing the right thing. They were basically getting everybody bought into it. The only problem was back in the day when you were coming out of high school or college and going into the real world, they were using PCs and you had learned all this Mac and Apple stuff, right? Especially if you're going into the MSP space.
100%. But listen, I mean, I just, I guess one of the challenges is, let's say Apple is sub 10% of the 100% of devices being managed. And most of the traditional RMMs just don't do a great job of handling the Apple conversation. So
all they do basically is let you get in there. They're not doing the updates. They're not. There's so many things that you need to be a real RMM tool. Even on Apples, they need their updates. We've seen 0 days happen. How many times, George, in the last even 3 months, you got a note that your phone needs to be updated now? It's not because they don't automatically update like people think.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah,
a lot. So, which, by the way, talking about Microsoft. Oh, wait a minute. Got Pete. Apple owns a creative world. I just got one last year to keep up or review work. They're gaining Apple specific RMMs, almost like an MSP would need 2 RMMs. Yeah, that's kind of what we're saying, Pete, right? Like you have more than a handful of Macs in your customer base and you want to actually manage them and other than manually. You're talking about 2 RMMs. This is right. And that ultimately there's a money conversation there, right?
Right.
I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Which is funny, flipping conversations back to good old Microsoft. So Microsoft released the Surface Duo 2. Surface Duo is this dual screen foldable cell phone. So they discounted the Surface Duo 1 from $1,500 to $400. Ken, it could be your turn to finally change your phone out.
Whoa.
Can I get you that for Christmas?
There you go. Send it over.
I mean,
well, hold on a second. So if George tells me that I'm getting that for Christmas, it's probably coming November
2023. Yeah. By the way, that wasn't my fault. That was NFL.
I know, but you know what? What's the fun in not poking the holes in your stuff? You know what I mean? Gotta have a little fun with it. At the end of the day, I have 2 NFL jerseys because of you. So I'm thankful. But I gotta
I have a good friend of the show, Scott Tyson over in the UK, who's currently with Marketopia in the UK, but Scott's been in the MSP circles in the UK for some time, and he's natively from Australia, living in the UK, and on the Eagles, the NFL team, the Eagles, Philadelphia Eagles. What the left guard is. Second. Send my call there to voicemail. The left guard is from Australia. And so I was like, dude, I'm going to send you this guy's jersey because he had just signed like a pretty crazy 5-year deal. And Scott was sending me a message. I was like, yeah, I'm going to send you a jersey. It might take a while, going through customs, but you'll get it eventually.
Yep.
Yeah. That's where I actually went down to the stadium. And, since I'm there often, Ken, as you know.
He'll be able to wear it to the retirement party.
Nah, stop. He'll have it before the Super Bowl, I think. So Scott's probably not watching, but I'll make sure he gets one before.
He'll watch the recording.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, this is your chance, man, because I know you're Samsung man. Sometimes I wonder.
I wonder too. It could be a little user error too. Who knows?
Yeah. So it's cheaper than what's even listed on Amazon. $529.99 would get you one for $400, Brad.
No, man, I need the 256, dude. Come on.
All right. What's it? 256? It goes up to $619. Oh, wow. Okay. I heard even Amazon search in the Amazon on .com was down when their East data center went down. How do you like that?
Wow.
Imagine you were Googling for your thing that you were buying, or I'm sorry, you were searching Amazon for your thing you were buying, and then all of a sudden, ugats.
How do you feel then? Oh crap, where's my stuff?
Yeah, not good. How by the way, how is our friend Matt Lee since you're out there?
He's doing great. I sent him a message, but I'm sure since he's here too, he's probably going nuts. Yesterday, he was like, there's some things that are some openings. So I got some stuff. So I sent him a note. Haven't heard when he doesn't respond. I know he's buried in something. He's probably in the NCE conversation, but yeah. Matt Lee's doing great. He's, for the folks that, know Matt Lee for his security posture, he is doing a take no prisoners approach to, hey, we need to fix these areas when it comes to security.
Yeah. Sorry. I had a video playing.
He's really, he really is, he's the genuine article. You get what you get with Matt Lee, and he doesn't take no prisoners when he's talking about security, as we all know. Yes. And he's doing fantastic. I met with him yesterday at lunch. You happened to be on the phone with me when you called me when we were on our way over to have our late lunch, and he said hello and got all excited. And then being here in Denver, there's a couple of other rumblings that something about Q1, but we won't talk about that. But there is definitely, I think you'll be happy to hear that it's actually being just talked about around here. So that's a good thing.
I bet Q3.
Cut it out.
That's my wager. That's my bet. I haven't bet you anything yet, but that's my prediction.
And why is that?
Well, because at the end of the day, I'm usually pretty good on my wagers. Usually.
But I'm saying, do you have facts that would make you believe it's going to be Q3?
I know who's at the top of that decision-making tree.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
I still don't think that hurts your chances.
Okay. Hey. We'll see. This is recorded, so we can always rewind and go
back. But anyway, there's also some very big things happening in Q1. Some very, very big things happening. So
nothing you can share, I'm sure, but that's good.
Nope, not yet, but all I can say is there's some big things happening. A lot of the partners have been asking for some other things to come to the line card, and I think in Q1 people are going to be very happy.
Awesome. I wasn't even on your wavelength until like the last 3 seconds, and I'm like, oh, that's right. Awesome. I was talking about something completely different. But that's fine. We were crossing waves there. Yes, very, very interesting things could be in Q1. Including we don't know yet, depending on, if things go left or right, but there could be a bus reemergence. There may not be a bus. Like, we don't know, right?
Well, like everything else, George, we're going to be prepared. We probably are the best two Boy Scouts on the planet. We really are. We actually, no, I mean, is this true? I forget that statement. You're an Eagle Scout, right?
I am an Eagle
There you
Scout.
go. So that's why
Mhm.
George is always prepared.
Something like that.
Something like that. But
Sade may see it differently, right? Because
Yeah.
sometimes I pull things out of left field, and you're like, you didn't bring that with you, and I'm like, I still figured it out.
yes, but I would say that we've talked quite a bit about the possible emergence of a bus with things that are going on. We want to be ready. So if for some sad reason things go back to, being locked down and having issues, the bus is not being ruled out. George and I have discussed it. We still have a couple more discussions to have around that area. And
Pete says Eagle Scouts think alike. Why don't we bring Pete on here? Here we go. Pete, we're promoting you to panelist. If you'd like to jump in, please join us. Pete from our good friend Pete from Equilibrium. He often reminds us that he's down in very nice weather in South Carolina. And
you
thanks.
know why it's taking him a while? He's probably sitting out at the pool with no shirt on. Now he has to throw a shirt on before he gets on video.
Yes.
See? Here he is.
Yeah.
That's just threw a shirt on. Now he's coming
There
in.
he
Ran to the
There you
office.
go.
Had the shirt on, but been sitting in my chair, and then I was waiting for the button to say, okay, you promoted me. How do I get there? All right.
Come on, don't lie. Stand up. You got a bathing suit on. Come
Exactly.
on.
I got my shorts on, baby. Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, by the way, I'm in Denver. This is the first time in a while that I'm wearing pants.
Very nice.
That would have been a great video, George. You would have had. I almost wrapped my foot around the cord underneath this table that I makeshift desk that I set up. Yeah, I would have went right by the camera. It would have been great.
I'm sure that wouldn't have been the first time that happened.
I'm not gonna say.
No comment. Yeah. How's the weather down there, Pete?
I already told you, but it's a little cooler today. It might be in the upper 60s, a little windy.
And he's got a sweatshirt on. Look at him.
I wear my sweatshirt a lot, though.
I know
you. The last trip Pete took was to San Diego, so he went from one good weather spot to another good weather spot, back to his good weather spot.
Notice why I never do like second week when you're going in the Northeast.
Yeah. Well, it's okay.
Wait a minute, that's not true. Pete, you came to Jersey.
Yeah, but
that's
that was
true.
during the
but I didn't do week 2 when we went up into White Plains and
Boston,
Mass, and Rhode Island or New Hampshire or whatever it was.
Yeah, New Hampshire and Mass. We didn't get into Rhode Island.
But I missed that pizza joint that you guys said was like the best thing on the planet.
We missed it too.
Oh.
You talking about the one in Connecticut?
Yeah.
Oh no, we did the one in Burlington. Yeah, but we didn't. Alec wanted to go to the original one in Connecticut when we were doing that route, but we were, it was another one of those trips where like, nope, we're not stopping. We drove right by it.
Yeah. Jeremy,
you're talking about Pepe's.
Yeah, that's the one. Jeremy from Facebook says, Ken in an office. Yeah, I opened up the show. Ken is actually out in Denver at PAX 8 HQ, right?
The mothership. I'm at the mothership. Thanks, Jeremy.
That's why he doesn't have all those NFL jerseys I sent him behind.
Yeah, I know. Everybody's like, what are you filming in a closet?
Yeah.
Because I have all the shirts back there. And it's funny because I was thinking the other day I should go upstairs and just get all the ones I have that are in my closet. Because then I'm not wearing them or doing anything with them. Just bring them all down and kind of rotate them through depending upon the show.
Exactly. It'll be on like one of those dry cleaner strings that just pulls out. Next one.
I see. I'm going to do mine this week, and I'm just going to pull out my Navy jerseys and hope for the best on this weekend.
I'll take
after the last couple years in this season. Forget it.
You can leave the Giants jerseys in the closet.
Oh,
I got a couple of them too. Maybe I need to go put a shirt on now.
Oh, no.
Although, George, if you're just talking about head to head, that was an interesting side text when you were like, no chance. And then the Giants won that game. I was like, oh man.
That they should have had Gardner Minshew in there.
Yeah.
They should have had the stash in there. He would have taken care of business. That's okay. I
gotta win.
feel bad.
We gotta win like 1 in every 15. Okay.
I feel bad, right?
What do you mean? They're not the Lions. I mean,
Oh, that's right. Did you see my buddy Dave Scott was not so happy when I called them out for the Vikings losing to the Lions?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was not.
Well,
But some of my epic Facebook videos have come from that little Dave Scott, George Bardissi shenanigans. Come with things getting lit on fire.
At least Michigan got something right there. The Michigan football team, the college team, smoked Iowa. Was it Iowa?
Whatever it is. I know
whatever
they're
it
number 2. I don't even follow college football, but yeah.
Michigan, that game though, I happened to watch that game because I was with a friend who's from Detroit, and we were at a party, and he's like, "Do you mind if we put this on?" I'm like, "No, I like football. I'll watch it." I'll tell you what though, some of the talent on that team, the Michigan team, some of the stuff I witnessed in that game was pretty amazing. I was like, man, these are kids that are definitely heading in that direction. And it was that was kind of cool to watch. Although I kind of hate watching blowouts. But
Michigan's going to be like Clemson was in last year's draft.
Yeah.
They
noticed like all the Clemson kids were like round 1 they were going.
But Pete, that means 3 will end up coming to the Eagles because the Eagles got 3 first-round picks.
I think the Giants do too.
You have 2.
2?
You have 3.
I thought they just did something where they traded up to get
every
third.
category, even number of picks.
Yeah, I got to get more. I'm gonna beat you up.
Kind of like Jay McBain. Did you see his post on the Sports Guys? He posted on there. Well, at least the Patriots are losing to the Bills in one category, and it says murderers 1, and then Bills 0. I'm like, oh come on, dude, that's cold.
By the way, Ken, you've now been like what, a month on the Surface Book. How do you like it?
Yeah, it's been. I like it. There's some things that I got to get used to. It definitely has less ports than my Dell did. So like even here when I have to do a mission briefing, I need 3 screens. So I'm going to need to get a hub or something here.
You need to get the Surface dock.
I have the Surface dock at home. That's what I connect everything to, but I'm not.
There's a travel version of it.
That's what I got to do, because this docks up different. It plugs in through the power and then has the dock with all the stuff on it. But I have so much stuff plugged into that at home. I'm not unplugging every single device just to take it.
There's a travel version of it. You should get.
Okay, there you go. So I don't like, and the other reason why I need that is I don't like the pad. I don't like the mouse pad. I tend to fat finger stuff, and I'm trying to click on something and it's opening something else up, or it's making the screen bigger or smaller. It's doing all kinds of crazy stuff. I need a mouse and a keyboard.
So Microsoft, I have one, if I can pull it off the shelf. They have a mouse that's flat in your case, and then when you open it up, it curves.
Oh, really? Well, yeah. I don't mind. I have a mouse that I've had a mouse with me forever. It's still sitting in the bottom of my bag, that a USB mouse, but you couldn't plug that in here because my USB is being taken up by my camera.
Bluetooth.
Yeah. So I know I could do the Bluetooth too. So I'm feeling everything out, right? It's only been a month. When it's docked.
You're plugging in another camera and you're not using the built-in?
No, dude. This camera that I got over COVID is better than any camera I've used. It's insane. The Logitech Brio, it's a freaking beast. Auto adjust. Listen, it takes a lot to make this thing look half decent. So I need a good camera.
It's all, you get makeup before too and everything?
Yeah, no, not now. Although I am doing a photo shoot tomorrow, and I told them to bring lots of makeup and product because it's going to take a lot to clean this up. And I told you last week I was going to probably shave. I'm not going to shave. I'm going to keep because if I shave this now, tomorrow this whole pot will be red probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear that.
I might shave in about 3 weeks.
Yeah. I didn't shave today. Yeah, I look a little dodgy.
Pete just puts a little milk on his face and lets the cat lick it off.
Here's one for you. Thieves are now using Apple AirTags to track and steal high-end vehicles. Pete, you better find the little gadget so you can scan your trailer and make sure.
You got to get a scanner. Yep, you got to have a scanner.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Listen, this is
That's pretty slick.
yeah. This is just a higher end version of the people that follow people home. You've been seeing that these people in rich neighborhoods, they're following them home and then they're waiting until they open up their gate and then pulling in behind them and robbing them right in their driveway. It's crazy.
That's pretty slick. I'm not gonna lie. In a bad way, but who would look at this in this power compartment for an AirTag? Not
No
me.
one. No one. Is that Pete's truck? No.
Pete,
Could be.
what's your license
The new one,
plate,
the
buddy?
new one, the new one's black, so it's a possibility.
I
All of a
could.
sudden, we're on the call. And we hear.
I'll be right back. I gotta go check.
That's not good. Well, that just goes to show you that good technology can be used in a bad way.
Jeez.
I have to put like those little things like they put on fire extinguishers when I'm done, the little wire tie with the lead seal crimp, so I
Yeah.
can see if it was tampered with.
Just need the scanner, like George said. You're gonna have to walk around your car with a scanner, scanning for devices.
This is a great. I saw this online. Hold on one second. For all of those crypto guys out there. Man claiming to have invented Bitcoin wins dispute, keeps $50 billion in crypto.
What?
Yes. Computer scientist claiming to be the Bitcoin creator, civil lawsuit allowing him to keep 50 billion in cryptocurrency, 1.1 million Bitcoin.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is he looking to adopt?
1.1 million Bitcoin. That's wild, man.
That is crazy. And he won the case.
They
Like,
said the jury took a week because they kept on asking technical questions that they couldn't figure out. Yeah. So Satoshi Nakamoto is really, according to this guy, what's this guy's name?
Craig something.
Craig Wright.
Yeah, Craig Wright. I saw that.
So there's the mystery, guys. No Ready Player One movie. That's the whole story.
That's the guy who invented it. There you go.
There you go.
About to get a whole lot of phone calls from friends and family.
1.1 billion, or I'm sorry, $50 billion.
Is that all?
Billion.
Is that all?
Well, hold on a second. I have a feeling he's going to now have to register that 50 billion on his tax return.
That's true.
That's the problem. That was public record, right?
He doesn't have to register it until he cashes out, though. Isn't that the beauty of
right?
it? So he just cashes it out a little bit at a time.
I think you have to, like your stocks. Don't you have to list it as an asset?
I didn't think Bitcoin was in that category.
No, only if you got some capital gain on it.
At some point, they'll
Give
find
it time.
it. Believe it.
I agree.
Yeah.
But until that time comes, keep investing.
Wow. Keep investing. Are you trying to say something? Trying to say something, Pete?
We're there. We're in. We've got some different devices that do different things. So
okay. All right.
They make good yields, so they're well worth the power and internet that they use.
Pete's garage sounds like this.
No, that's our son. He's got a separate shed that has it in there.
I see.
Separate power source.
Not the she shed. It's the he shed.
Yeah.
It's the crypto shed.
You better be careful, right? Like, not saying that this would happen, but if they start, like sometimes when they're looking for drug houses, they look for increased power usage.
Right.
All of a sudden, Pete's gonna have like some raid at his house. They're gonna be looking for all the lamps.
Yeah, Pete's gonna go off and then go, and I don't have a black Mustang either, so get the hell out of here.
Yeah, 100%. It's very, very, very intriguing what they like. And then the other ones are they have the overhead helicopter where they're trying to do the heat, usage. So that could be another problem. They might look at that shed and say, "What's going on over there?"
Yeah,
this little footprint in the backyard. This just illuminating.
Yeah.
The whole neighborhood goes down and this one shed's lighting up still.
Yeah, seriously. Well, you have a heated pool too, right?
Yeah, but you can't use that electric heater once it gets past 65 degrees.
Yeah.
So, because once it gets below 65 out, that thing, you could crank it for hours. Now, if it was a gas heater, it'd pump it up in 10 minutes. It would be,
Gas is
75 degrees.
Gas is the way. I'm still trying to convince my other half on all the list of home improvements that she's doing. I was like, why do we still have an oil tank here? Like,
Yeah, get rid of it. I just did mine. I only did mine a couple of years ago because they finally offered up a plan to do it. Well, my heating system was on its way out, so I was taking advantage of some of the benefits of switching the heating system over to gas. And then they actually came and cut my tank into fourths and removed the tank too. So it was pretty slick. I have a big chunk of space in my right next to where my office is now. There's a big space right there.
you should expand your office.
Yeah, that's probably not going to go over too well at the household with all the other
I
stuff.
mean, it's empty space.
I should take right on the other side of my wall where all the jerseys are is my son's bedroom that I built down there for him.
Well, but that's not where the oil tank was.
No, oil tank was on the other side.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I'm on this love it or list it kick. I don't know why I like that show so much. Yeah, I did.
But he barely ever wins.
No, he does win.
Yeah, but when he wins big.
Oh,
But
yeah.
like she just loves to rub it in his face, like, yeah, let's get in the car and go for that conclusionary ride. Like, yeah, I kicked your butt again,
I mean, listen, I got to give her credit. She does some pretty cool stuff. Like, you look at Spaces and you're like, there's no way. And then she somehow creates masterpiece out of it. But he's pretty good. I got to give him credit. And, part of the problem is trying to like pit the two personalities between the husband and the wife, or whatever, against each other, right? Because you're trying to convince them that, they have an unrealistic expectation on what they're trying to get.
And I think he has the upper hand because he gets to work them more than she does.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
He's out showing the houses and he gets to work them like crazy so this meets all the parts, right? But then they go back and she pulls it off and they love it when they like pull $30,000 of her budget because something went wrong.
Yeah. Now, and that's the problem.
And then
right?
she still crams all that stuff in there and you're like, how the hell did she do that?
Well, this is something I actually made a comment about a few episodes ago, MSP Initiative, where I was like, hey, I learned from that show that a lot of these states and local, kind of code enforcement kind of stuff says if you run into an issue, you can't leave it unfixed, right? It has to be resolved. I was like, imagine if MSPs had a similar,
Right.
mandate, right? Where it's like, yeah, you don't have antivirus, you don't have cybersecurity, you don't have, MFA, you don't have this, like, but I can't leave here because you need all of these things.
Right.
Could you imagine?
Except in MSP world, they put that on the MSP.
Yes, this is why I call it the crap sandwich. Right?
It's like back in the old break fix days. You can't take your printer under until it's certified to be in working condition and remediated. Once you've paid for all that remediation, I'll take you under contract.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's no different than some like an MSP walking in. And I feel like the people who have been beat up over the years walk into these really bad situations. And then the end user's like, all right, well, now you're on the hook. You're on a flat rate. Go fix it all. And you're like, whoa. No. I fix it all first. And then we put you on the program.
Right.
Yep.
Like, hey, I'm not going to put 300 hours trying to fix your duct tape, hub from 2003 in the closet, or, the mysterious 4-port switch from Staples and above the drop ceiling. I love that.
Right. Handing out DHCP, handing out IP addresses and messing the whole network up. Yeah.
100%.
Fun times.
100%. So, it's just interesting though that show is so fun because I feel like if there was a way to make a technology version of that show, right? Because like you would like, hey, do you fix the network? Do you fix the the setup, or do you rip it out and you put something else in? Like that could be an interesting play.
Could do like the
clouded or keep it.
Like bar rescue, right? You got to go in and fix the bar before you can open your back doors.
Bar rescue's great. It would be like rolling in and we just start cutting network cables and ripping shit out.
Yeah.
See, George loves the fact that he can just walk in and piss people off. See, comes right out.
I mean, that's where your show is, George, right there. You'd be the perfect guy. Come in. George would come in and he'd look at this would be the first thing George would do to the owner.
Oh my God. He'd be like, what was Johnny Dangerous? Johnny Dangerously. Knock down that fargan wall, and that fargan wall.
I would have a lot of fun doing that. I'll tell you that. I would just literally go in and start unplugging stuff, see what happens.
He'd be holding up this switch with all these cables.
Be like, what's
Really?
this beep? What's this beep
Really?
with a piece of tape do?
George would be like, go get me some Chick-fil-A. When you come back, this place is going to look different.
Yeah. Or like the Windows XP machine in the back closet that's running all the merchant services. And you're like, what is this? No, sorry. You're endangering your customers. I'm taking this out of here.
Did you ever see Lost? The
No.
show Lost?
Yeah.
I know of it. I just
The whole world was gonna fade away if this little DOS-C prompt didn't get typed in these numbers. You find one of those computers with the flashing cursor, and they're like, "Oh, by the way, put these numbers in."
I walked into a place one time and there was like all the cable, and when I moved the cable back, it was the screen for their video monitor that they were supposed to have in the office so people could see who was shoplifting. It was underneath the rat's nest.
It's great. It's this great, monitor. Yeah. You're really blocking people from stealing stuff from you now, huh? Unbelievable.
And the DVR was turned off.
It's amazing how many times. It's amazing how many times there's a camera up, and then something.
Was that the prison? Was that the prison that had the video? No.
Yeah. and then like somebody's like, "Is that camera working?" And they're like, "No."
No.
It happens all the time. It happens all the time. Especially the another one that my wife got me into, Wentworth. It's like the Australian version of Orange is the New Black, right? On Netflix. And every time there's a fight, they like take the broomstick and they move the camera to the other side. I'm like, at what point do they not have it so that it can turn, right? Like screw the bolt in. It shouldn't move. But yeah, I know it's made for TV.
And obviously, if those things are being watched and you see the thing turned to the side, that's definitely a red flag.
Yeah, like hello. Anyway, yeah. Or they go into the kitchen and they spray the foam into the camera and you're just like, hello.
Yeah, camera one's having an issue. Oh, it does that all the time.
It's horrible, man. But
the fix is to walk up and tap on the lens and then walk away, right?
Yeah, not good. But hey, everything's PoE now, right? And that's the problem. So many things are on the network. So I don't know. Everyone's like, oh, just VLAN it all. I'm like, VLANs don't help you on throughput. I mean, that's not going to do a damn thing for you. So but I digress, man. I do. Maybe we're going to find the, the air tags have made it so easy to follow people, right? Back in the day, you'd have to have like, Knight Rider with his, cool technology, right? So, it's just interesting how, imagine somebody walking into, the server room or the network room and plugging something in and then taking over the network. I mean, that's not far-fetched anymore, right?
All the cop shows where the undercover cop walks by behind the car and just drops the magnetic thing on.
Yeah, right.
You just drop a tag on it now, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Gonna follow that trailer.
Talking about Breaking Bad. Remember they had the little tracker.
That's right. That's right. But I guess if they did that to us on the West Coast, Ken, they would have been driving a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, just a little.
They would have been driving just a little bit. And by the way, yeah, we still need to get our stuff.
I was gonna say you should put a tag on that just so you can it's like the shark in the ocean. Where is the box bin? Where is it going?
Yeah.
We should have did that with the other bus company that said, "Oh, this hasn't left the lot," and we look inside and the thing's completely trashed.
Yeah. Wow. Always something interesting.
Yep.
Never a dull moment, for sure. Well, this was a fun one, guys. Got a few more left before the end of the year. Believe it or not, there's 3 weeks left, and we're already in 2022. That's right. Not 20, not 21, 22. So let's hope what I think could happen doesn't happen. And we're 2019 all over again, because I think everybody's ready for a good, strong, unrestricted travel flow type of year. I think that
Would be
is
nice.
that would be nice. Although Ken, you might be in out of the country in February.
Could happen. NerdioCon, if everything goes according to plan for them, they'll have their event, and there's a possibility of me going that direction. So we'll see.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll keep the block party rolling while you're in potentially NerdioCon.
There might be a little block party in Cancun. I mean, I'm going to rough it out, but I think there might be a little party there.
Block party 2.0. Yes. Anyway. All right. Well, thanks everybody for checking in Tuesdays and Thursdays, 1:00 Eastern time and online all the time at mspinitiative.com under sessions. Thanks guys for jumping on. Catch you on the other side.